Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we living. Let's continue our NFL Mount Rushmore series. Believe it or not, guys, we have two teams left going in alphabetical order. Today will be the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans have been a franchise since 1960. But from 1960 until 1996, they were known as the Houston Oilers. From 97 on, the Tennessee Titans. The franchise has made one Super Bowl appearance and lost. In these Mount Rushmores, I attempt to name the four best players in franchise history. As a subjective list, let me know in the comments who you would include. Now, I'm going to say the four guys I named mostly played for the Oilers. There's one that played 5 seasons for the Titans. But if I were to do an all Titans Mount Rushmore, I would probably include Eddie George, Derrick Henry, Chris Johnson, and Steve McNair. So three running backs. But in this one, these guys are predominantly played for the Houston Oilers. I'll be naming them alphabetical order by last name. As always, I'll name a bunch of honorable mentions at the end. So let's get it started with running back Earl Campbell. Earl Campbell was taken first overall in the 1978 NFL Draft, first ballot Hall of Famer in 1991. Injuries unfortunately derailed his career, but what a start it was for Campbell. In his first 3 seasons in the league, he rushed for 5,081 yards and 45 touchdowns. Offensive Player of the Year all 3 of those seasons, was the MVP in 1979, also was the runner-up for MVP in those other 2 years. Those were 3 of 5 seasons in which he ran for over 1,000 yards with the Houston Oilers. In 91 career games, 7 seasons with the Oilers, he ran for 8,574 yards and 73 touchdowns, so an impressive 94.2 yards per game. Made 5 Pro Bowls, first team All-Pro in each of his first 3 seasons. Earl Campbell, first member of the Oilers/Titans Mount Rushmore. Next, we have Bruce Matthews. Bruce Matthews was picked 9th overall in the 1983 NFL Draft, played a lengthy 19 seasons in the NFL before being named a first ballot Hall of Famer in 2007. He spent his entire 19-year career, first 14 years with the Oilers, last 5 with the Titans, and he played all over the field. He played right guard, he played center, he played right tackle, he played left tackle, he played left guard. He played all 5 offensive line positions for the Titans. He only missed games in 1 season of his career. The other 18 years, he played all 16 games for the team. All in all, he was named to 14 Pro Bowls, which is an NFL record for offensive linemen and tied for the second most, only behind Tom Brady for the NFL record. Member of the Hall of Fame All 1990s team, 7-time first team All-Pro. Bruce Matthews, the second member of the Mount Rushmore. Next, we got quarterback Warren Moon. Warren Moon actually did not start his career until he was 28 years old because he played in the CFL, north of us, in the Canadian Football League. So imagine if he got his career started earlier, because he played a long career in the NFL with his first 10 years coming with the Oilers. Was named to a Pro Bowl in each of his last 6 seasons with the Oilers. Altogether with the team, he threw for 33,685 yards and 196 touchdowns. Moon led the NFL in passing yards back-to-back seasons in 1990 and 1991. Led the league in touchdown passes in 1990. Leading the league in yards and passing touchdowns that season, 1990. He was also named Offensive Player of the Year. Finished 3rd in MVP voting in 1990, 5th in 1988, and 6th in 1993. Warren Moon, the 3rd member of the Mount Rushmore. And let's end off with another offensive lineman. We got Mike Munchak, taken 8th overall in the 1982 NFL Draft, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2001. Munchak played his whole 12-year career with the Oilers, was named to 9 Pro Bowls, including each of the last 7 seasons of his career. Was a first-team All-Pro in 1987 and 1991. The left guard. Played 159 games in his career. Was a member of the Hall of Fame All-1980s team. Mike Munchak is the final member of the Oilers/Titans Mount Rushmore. So, again, 4 guys who mostly play with the Oilers. Bruce Matthews at least spent 5 seasons with the Titans. But my honorable mentions, both from the Titans and Oilers. The 4 Titans I mentioned for their Mount Rushmore: Eddie George, Steve McNair, Derrick Henry, and Chris Johnson. Derrick Henry, of course, has an excellent chance of reaching this Mount Rushmore if we were to recircle and do it again in 2-3 years, as long as he keeps up his stellar play. But other honorable mentions include Elvin Bethea, Ray Childress, Robert Brazil, Ken Houston, George Branda, Jarrell Casey, Derek Mason, Ken Barrow, Charlie Hennigan, and Javon Kerr. So there you have it. Again, would have liked to had more Titans on this Mount Rushmore, but who are you going to take off from those 4 Oilers I mentioned? But again, Derrick Henry definitely has a great opportunity of eventually getting on this Mount Rushmore. So there you have it, 31 teams down, just 1 left. Tomorrow, I will be ending off with the Washington Now Commanders. Once I am done with them, I will be power ranking all 32 Mount Rushmores. That's going to be a fun challenge. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.